Probando. Y probando. Sí, 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 probando. And I do believe that we are live. Buenas noches, gente. This is, as always, Isidro Montalvo Espinosa, broadcast coordinator for Liga Nacional Puertorriqueña en Vivo. With me, as always, is my co-host, the redoubtable Luisa. How are you doing?
Good evening. I'm doing very well. There's chill in the air. It feels like it's spooky season, especially seeing what team the Naves are up against. How are you doing?
I am doing fine. It's been a very long week, and boy, did I need some baseball. And by
Yep.
baseball, I mean legitimate baseball that isn't covered in gambling ads and doesn't have annoying dweeb fans. So, unfortunately, no Major League Baseball for me.
Shade thrown.
That's right. I don't know if you know this, Louisa. Are you aware that we are counter programming the World Series right now?
No, I didn't even know when that was going to happen. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah, tonight is game one. But we will not be engaging with that because we believe in supporting sports that have actual character.
Can I tell you, I don't even know who's in it. So, yeah, I'm
There,
all in on
that
the
is
LNP.
that is bliss, is what you're describing right there. At any rate, what we've got here is the first round of the Liga Nacional Puertorriqueña playoffs, the Serie Preliminar, which I think I mistakenly called Serie Eliminatoria when I wrote the um, Oh, no, I just straight up didn't write what the teams are.
Smart. Keep him guessing.
That's right, yeah. Gotta give them something to log on for, right?
Hmm.
But the Navegadores, after finishing another season with an incredible record, in fact, the Liga Betances record for wins in a single season, they went 138 and 30.
Hmm.
The
Seems excessive.
The only team to have won more games were the 1901 Ingenieros de Rincon that won 139.
Uh huh.
So, after that, they are obviously going to be the number one seed going into the playoffs.
Hmm.
So, they are going to play the number 16 seed, also known as the third wild card, which is the Chupacabras de Canóvanas, who are at. Nope, that's the out of town scoreboard. Pardon me, I'm looking for this. Here we go. Whose record was much lighter, 92 and 76. So quite a difference, really.
Yeah, really.
And if you look at the differences between these teams, they are stark, but they were also stark last year. And despite that, the Palomas de Sidra nonetheless managed to actually beat the Navegadores in 4 games.
Yeah, that was really something.
It sure was. And so there are plenty of ways that this could go against the Naves, despite them having something like a 46 win advantage going into this game. The Naves are taking no chances. They've put Ted Balloon on the mound. He already is their number one pitcher during the season, and he's done very well for himself during 1907. Although, for those of you who were wondering, he did, in fact, once again, of course, lead the league in hit batsmen.
Oh, Ted, come on. You can't.
The against him, the Chupacabras are putting up an equally powerful pitcher, Fernando Mota, who has been amazing for them for several years. So this game, even though the Navegadores are absolutely loaded, could go either way. We just don't know.
Exciting.
So before we continue with the starting lineups and our first pitch, I think it's time for a word from the best and greatest, the Jupiter Optimus Maximus of our sponsors. Louisa, who is this brightest star in our constellation?
That is our benevolent benefactor, Dr. Gonzalez, maker of wonderful wood tar liquor. Folks, 70,000 patients have been cured over 15 years with it. Chronic colds, rogue coughs, abundant chest discharges, asthma, bronchitis, and other respiratory ailments, all cured. It helps with consumption and bladder catarrh. It also purifies overhumored blood, and it whets the appetite for fattening. Not to be confused with other Dr. Gonzalez wood tar liquors, except no substitutes. And of course, it is sold in all good pharmacies, especially San Juan's own, Farmacia Guillermetti, at the corner of Calle de San Francisco and Calle de la Cruz.
Thank you very much, Luisa. We welcome everyone to Game 1 of the Serie Preliminar between the visiting Chupacabras de Canóvanas and the home Navegadores de Naguabo. The starting lineup for Canóvanas tonight, leading off and playing first base, number 21, Santiago Heredia. Batting second and playing left field, number 19, Ansel Velador. Batting third and playing right field, number 15, Juan Carlos Diaz. Batting fourth and playing center field, number 17, Juan Gonzalez. Batting fifth and playing shortstop, number 72, Ascanio Soto. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, number 48, Ernesto Cortez. Batting seventh and catching, number 11, Dalmacio Garza. Batting eighth and playing second base, number 6, Miguel Angel. There is no further name, if you were wondering. He's just Miguel Angel.
Oh, good for him.
Batting fifth and playing third base, batting ninth and playing third base, number 46, Rolando Hernandez. And now the starting lineup for your Navegadores de Naguabo. Leading off and playing center field, number 27, Graham Underwood. Batting second and playing first base, number 16, Rob Feaster.
The Grackle.
Batting third and playing left field, number 55, Jake Getman.
The Tank from Frank.
Batting fourth and catching, number 17, Pablo Salmeron.
Rudy John.
You know, when you pronounce his nickname that Frenchly,
I do it so badly. I know. Every time I'm like, oh, don't.
It does make it sound like a fancy salmon dish.
I mean, salmon and mustard, those go together pretty well.
Wait, where are you getting the mustard?
Oh, I thought you were saying like Dijon.
Oh, that's a good point. No, I was just thinking in general the way French food sounds when you're trying to. Anyway, batting fifth, the designated hitter, number 23, Kim Min-soo.
I don't remember if he has a nickname. He does now, doesn't he?
We still haven't come up with a better one than Tronchavates.
Oh, yes, of course.
Batting sixth and playing right field, number 56, Frank Del Castillo.
Diablo Rojo.
Batting seventh and playing second base, number 4, Etaoin Sherdlu.
The Font of Wisdom.
Batting eighth and playing shortstop, number 6, Benigno Valdez.
Benji.
And batting ninth and playing third base, number 11, Wally Block.
The Human Ripcord.
Pitching tonight for the Navegadores, number 2, Ted Balloon.
Looney Balloony.
He's sitting on a 32-6 record, 369 and a third innings.
Nice.
Thank you. ERA of 1.54, 362 strikeouts to just 52 walks, and I know you were wondering, 31 hit by pitch.
No, Ted, stop.
Fastball, curveball, changeup, and forkball, as usual. Against him, Santiago Heredia coming in with an OPS of 667, 1 home run, 44 runs batted in. It is 25 degrees out, partly cloudy, no rain expected in the forecast, but we'll see how this goes. And the wind is blowing right to left. Here we go, it's time for baseball. Let's do this thing. As we pan around one of the most smooshed together cities in world history.
If you think of those mini golf courses where their theme is like around the world and they try to have a little monument building for every nation.
That's right. On the 2-2 pitch, Heredia knocks one all the way to the wall in left center, and it's a leadoff double off of Ted Balloon. Already some trouble for Looney Ballooney here.
Jeez.
See if he can settle down as he looks back towards the mysterious corporate ziggurat sitting in the back there.
I love it.
Next up, Ansel Velador, OPS of 610, no home runs, 40 runs batted in. Let's see if Ted can get out of this one. 6 pitches for that high curveball, failed to break, and he did his job. Heredia tries to steal third, and he is laid out. Salmeron nails him at third base. That's 1 out, and the bases are newly empty. Velador still in the box with 1 out, bases newly empty, and a 1-0 count after that curveball.
That was an excellent pickoff.
Very next pitch, knocked to Benji. He's got it, throws overhand, and that's out number 2. Good throw there to retire Velador.
Nice.
I am constantly tempted to just start singing it. Okay, if I mention Macarrón Chacarrón, do you know who I'm talking about?
No.
Oh boy. Okay, well, let's get into it. Actually, I think I got it backwards. It's Chacarrón Macarrón, if I remember correctly. This was a Panamanian, I believe, producer he had a beat that he wanted to put lyrics on, right? But he just wanted to know what it would sound like with somebody talking over it. So he basically just made nonsense noises all over it, right? And just said, and it just went, how did it go? It goes, no. It sounds like, I just want to sound like there's a human making noise on top of this beat. So he recorded the entire thing that way, and then they were like, you should just release that. And he did. And it became a meme.
That's great. I feel like that's the story of a lot of songs. Like, we just did this. This isn't the final version, but then, of course, it does get released.
The best part about it is that there is a point at which he breaks it down and changes the rhythm.
Nice.
But he's still saying Macarrón Chacarrón every, few words. Says Will, the lorem ipsum of music. No, yeah, pretty much. And then they had another song, which I discovered a few years ago, called El Gato Volador, the Flying Cat. Mm-hmm. It will not surprise you to learn that the chorus literally just goes, El Gato Volador, El Gato Volador. That's it. That's all it says, 8 times.
Give the people what they want.
We all want flying cats. I think we agree on that.
Yep.
So with 2 outs and the bases empty, dangerous bat coming up from Juan Carlos Diaz. OPS of 681, no home runs, 61 runs batted in. 2 outs, bases empty. Let's see if Ted can finish it off here. 276 batting average, which this season is quite good. But there on the first pitch, goes right to Valdez. Bit of a desperate swing there. And that will end the inning. Ted, despite allowing the leadoff double, this allows the Chupacabras from getting anything in the first inning. They'll get a hit, and that's it, as the Naves get their chance to take their first cuts today in the playoffs. I think we don't need to know anything more about the weather, so we'll drop that there. Pitching tonight for the Chupacabras de Canóvanas, number 1, Fernando Mota. 297 and a third innings, 22-12 record, 1.79 ERA, 218 strikeouts to 78 walks. Fastball, curveball, changeup, sinker, splitter, and knuckle curve. A 6-pitch arsenal. And then we've got as well, he throws a little bit faster than Ted, So that should be interesting. He did a little bit worse away from home. So we'll see what he does here. Mota, by the way, a swingman starter. He occasionally comes in out of the bullpen on his days off. And he's playing in front of one of the league's, other than their center fielder, most smothering defenses. So the Naves are going to have to hit the ball hard and hit it far if they want to win this game. Leading off against him, Graham Underwood. OPS is 695, 1 home run, 45 runs batted in, and frankly, I forget how many stolen bases off the top of my head, but I can find out for you very quickly. After a tough start to the year, Ham managed to actually turn things around in the second half a little bit with the base running, where he was much more effective. Things were not looking bright through about June. He ended up with a 57.1% success rate, 72 stolen bases against 54 catches.
All right.
And he is going to take Mota to a full count here. What is the end result? Cracks it, and not quite past Miguel Angel at second, who throws to first to retire him. That's out number 1 after a 6-pitch at-bat, ending in a knuckle curve down and inside. Tough AB, spending some pitches for Mota there. Let's see if Rob Feaster can follow that up. Feaster, for the second year in a row, led Liga Betances in stolen bases with 154, which, by the way, is a single-season record.
That's wild.
He also led the Betances in runs scored with 112, and by 1 run, beat out Garm Geisbers of Vieques in Liga Hostos to lead the entirety of the Liga Nacional Puertorriqueña.
Wow.
2 home runs, 41 runs batted in, 685, and he goes after the first pitch he sees, which was a bad idea. Heredia has it and goes unassisted. It's a U3 second out. First base by himself. And here's the man the Naves hired to try and add to their somewhat iffy offense from last year. Jake Getman. And I say hired, they traded for him. Jake Getman, the tank from Frank, OPS is 797, and though he did not hit as many home runs as he has in the past few years, 18 is still pretty respectable, especially because 131 runs batted in is the second highest amount any batter has managed in any single year in the 1900s. You want to know who did the highest amount?
I do.
Jake Getman.
Nice.
A few years ago, when he batted in 136 runs.
He's amazing.
He is. 2 outs, bases empty. Let's see if that magic is coming with. He apparently batted 200 against Canóvanas, and boy, he does so again here. Heredia shovels it back to Mota covering, and we are through the first inning. Naguabo goes down in order after a long at-bat from Underwood. Feaster and Getman unable to get it done here. We head into the second. This game is scoreless.
How do you think it's going to go? Oh, are you going to ask me?
I was about to ask you, yeah.
I think the Naves are going to win. And, what type of score do I want to put on this? Let's see. I think I want to put on it something like 5-3. What do you think?
For once, I think I'm going to be the more extreme one.
Okay.
I'm going to say 7-2, Naves.
Ooh, okay. Exciting.
9 pitches for Ted Balloon over that first inning. With 1 hit allowed, he will now face Gonzalez, Soto, and Cortez. Gonzalez, OPS of 696, 1 dinger, and 47 runs batted in. He's batting .308 against the Naves, and here he goes down swinging on a forked ball that catches the bottom of the zone. I mean, look at that game planning. They had him all the way. Everything down and away. They knew where he was most likely to swing.
That's really good.
3 forked balls in a row to get rid of him, and here comes Ascanio Soto. 648 OPS, 1 home run, 58 runs batted in. It should be said, we're talking here about one of the worst years for offense in baseball, Puerto Rican, legitimate baseball history. So a 648 OPS, which even a couple years ago might not have been that impressive. Let me put it this way. A couple years ago, the leading OPS in either league flirted with 1,000. This year it was 857.
Jeez.
Yeah, things have gone real downhill if you like high score runs. So with one out and the base is empty, here comes Soto on the 1-2 count. Hits it hard and not quite past Wally Balk. That's why they call him the human ripcord. He grabs it, throws it across the hallway, and that's out number 2. A fastball this time away. Soto extending to get it, but he can't quite put it past the infield. Here comes designated hitter, but lefty, Ernesto Cortes. 540 OPS, no home runs, 57 runs batted in. Even in this year, I don't know that I'd put a 540 OPS as your designated hitter, but what do I know?
Yeah.
2 outs, and the base is empty, and on the 2-2 count, he strikes out. Balloon adds 2 strikeouts here in the top of the second to set down the Chupacabras cleanly, as the Naves will get their chance once again at their home park to try and get some offense going. But that was a long at-bat. 7 pitches, 3 of them fouled off before he swung through the fatal fastball. Should we start calling 2-2 counts ballerinas?
Why?
Because it's a 2-2?
Just because it's 2-2?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind it.
Yeah. I think calling counts should be more like bingo.
Well, aren't they ducks on the pond in bingo?
There are there, actually? I have only played bingo in Spanish, unfortunately.
I think, if I'm remembering this correctly, 2-2 is ducks on the pond because the way the 2 curves could be like a bird.
Is this in... Well, ducks on the pond already has a meaning. In baseball, it means the bases are loaded.
Okay.
So, but is this... This is important because I did learn this about bingo calls. Is this US or UK? Because apparently there are different systems.
Yeah, I don't remember. That's the problem. I know 8s is snowmen, but
Yes.
I think that might be English. I'm not sure about ducks.
Mm-hmm. I know B9 is not malignant.
That's for your more erudite bingo callers.
Indeed. Fernando Mota, 1 inning, 9 pitches, and so far he's clean. He's going up against Pablo Salmeron, who has an OPS of 737, and 13 of those balls have indeed flown high, with 82 runs batted in. At home, he's actually doing way better, batting triple threes, and he's 3 for 10 against Mota, including a home run. Let's see what he's brought to the park today. On the 1-0 count, Salmeron not quite past Angel again, who scoops it, shovels, and throws to first on the 1-0 pitch. A splitter this time, way inside. Here comes Kim Min-soo, who is currently sitting at a 681 OPS, 21 home runs, 102 runs batted in. He's fallen in a slump as of late, unfortunately, so we'll have to see if the playoffs maybe are the time for him to focus up and break out of it. I don't know if we've officially said this on stream, but Kim Min-soo won this year's home run derby.
Nice.
1-1 count. Flies that one out to center field, but it is caught by Juan Gonzalez on the can of corn. It's out number 2. The bases will remain empty. A sinker away to Kim. Mota so far very effectively using his controlling opposing lefties here. And here comes Frank Del Castillo. He also had a very tough start to the year, but he has turned it around as of late. He finally got his hitting into the above average column by the end. OPS of 640, no home runs, 52 runs batted in, and he was one of the more efficient base stealers on the team. Low volume, but high efficiency. He still can come up with some 2-out magic now and again. Let's see if this is the tie. 2-1 count for Frank Del Castillo. knocks it to Heredia, and so far Fernando Mota is doing quite well. All ground outs as Naguabo unable to get anything going. Pardon me. All ground outs except for that fly out from Kim. We head to the third. This game, still scoreless. That 7-2 prediction is starting to look mighty optimistic.
I don't know. I mean, yes, but you always get those innings where everything just breaks loose all of a sudden, so it could still happen.
And you would hope that the Navegadores would take some heart from the fact that they've just seen their developmental team, which again plays right next door, win the championship in their league.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
come on, man. Get it together. Top of the third, Ted Balloon. 2 innings pitched, 24 pitches, 1 hit, 2 strikeouts. Faces Garza, Angel, and Hernandez. Garza, the catcher, brings in an OPS of 547, no home runs, and 35 runs batted in. 0-1 count for Garza. And that one is knocked on a line drive to Shirley. He's got it. Pulls it in, and Valdez comes over to give him a high five. Which, did the Puerto Ricans invent the high five 70 years early? Is the question.
Oh, you heard it here first. They sure did.
Here comes Miguel Angel. 416 OPS, no home runs, and 24 runs batted in. Maybe that's why they named it. Well, they might have called him Miguel Angel, but there's only one craft he's the master of. Defense.
What's that? Okay.
1 out,
That's where I
bases
was tripped
empty.
up.
Yeah, he's not a renaissance man, is what I'm trying to say.
Shame.
2-1 count. As he flies out to right field, Frank de Castillo catches it on the warning track. He's got it. And that's out number 2. And if you thought that guy was doing badly at everything except fielding, meet Rolando Hernandez, whose OPS, not batting average, not on base percentage, on base plus slugging, total hitting ability is 383.
Oof, that's not good.
No, it's not. If the Western Roman Empire was still around for your OPS, it's not. You're awful at the plate this year.
You're not even into printing press eras, my guy.
To be in the printing press era, your OPS would be like 1450. That's insanely good.
Listen, I was trying to, in the span of, 10 seconds, think up something that definitely was post-Roman, slightly post-medieval European invention. And that's what I came up with, okay? So you're right. It is incorrect.
I am liking the sudden thought I had that the reason I like using this as a metaphor is that it's basically impossible to have an OPS that goes past the Protestant Reformation. When things got worse very quickly. Anyway, Hernandez also has 1 home run and 23 runs batted in. 0-1 count, 2 outs, bases empty. Hernandez flies out to center field, Underwood camping underneath it, and that is out number 3. The Chupacabras unable to get anything going in the third, and maybe the Naves are interested in trying, as they face Fernando Mota, who is sitting at 18 pitches over 2 innings. He will face Shirley, Valdez, and Bach. Shirley did quite well this year at the plate, 725 OPS, 3 home runs, and you guessed it, 69 runs batted in.
Nice.
He is once again doing quite a bit better at home, and he... Okay, usually those artifacts mean... Oh, jeez. I'm getting a bunch of artifacts through my headphones. Usually that means I'm getting a call or something, but I'm not.
Ooh, ghosts. Ghosts on the line.
Spoopy. Anyway, he is batting 5 for 18 against Mota. Did worse against righties, despite being a lefty, which is weird. So, we'll just have to see what this at-bat brings us. 2-1 count. Shirley, right to Heredia. They don't seem able to hit it anywhere else. Heredia has it, throws to Mota, and Shirley is retired. Here comes our man, Benji Valdez, another guy who had trouble at the beginning of the year, turned it around to become one of the more effective bats in the lineup. OPS of 745, 2 homers, 70 runs batted in. Again, doing quite a bit better at home. Let's see how he does here against Mota.
Come on, Benji.
He takes him to a full count. First long at bat we've seen in a while from them. And he strikes out on a payoff splitter. Up, up, and away for him. Sat down on that one. So here comes Wally Balk. 727 OPS, 10 home runs, 75 runs batted in. 2 outs, bases empty. Let's see what he can do. 3-0 count. And he is walked. A 2-out walk. And the Naves have what I believe to be their first base runner. So here comes.
Walk.
That's right, a balk walk. He's the balk of the walk. That's what Christopher Walken would say, you know, if he was doing a Wally Balk impression.
Yeah, he would. I bet he would, too. He would do that.
Absolutely. Can you imagine Christopher Walken doing an Australian accent?
Oh, God.
Exactly. Here comes Graham Underwood, who's 0 for 1. Let's see what happens. Full count once again. Underwood! Hits it against the wall in left center. That'll be down for extra bases. Balk going. He comes home! It's an RBI double, and Graham Underwood brings home the bacon. It's the first run of the Navegadores' playoffs, this time with a stand-up double sent all the way to the wall in left center field, courtesy of Ham.
Oh, I see it's leaf peeping season in Puerto Rico right now.
It's, what season?
Leaf peeping?
What does that mean?
That means when you go and look at leaves because they're changing colors.
Okay. Sure.
When we got that shot of home plate from like the pitcher's mouth from that angle, you could see a bunch of red and yellow trees off to the side as well.
Fall, that famous Puerto Rican season.
Yes.
Here comes Rob Feaster with 2 outs and a man on second. Great 2-out knocking. Great at bat. Look at that. 8 pitches where he forced Mota to throw him that fastball middle and just crushed it. Beautifully done for Ham there. Guess you could say he bedeviled Mota.
Nice.
Here comes Rob Feaster to join in. He's 0 for 1 on the day and on the 1-0 count. Oh, that is a wild pitch. It goes back. Garza can't bring it in, and Ham goes to third.
All right.
Take a quick look at those uniforms. Check them out.
They're so great. I love those stripy socks, too. I mean, both teams have those great stripy socks today.
Exactly. Here goes Feaster. 2-0 count. Knocked to Miguel Angel. He scoops it and throws to first. Feaster is out. We're through 3. The Navegadores break up first, scoring a run, but they do strand the runner at third. However, they've jumped out in front. Let's see if Tech can hold this lead. But before we do that, we're going to have a word from another of our sponsors. Louisa, the booth is yours.
Thank you. Folks, I want to warn you about some burglaries from the local paper, January 25th, 1871. In these days, we have heard of the many feats of thieves that, as it appears, are infesting this fair city. It is said that there is a gang organized for the purpose of seizing others' possessions, and business has been good, as so far they have managed to evade the vigilance of the police, whom we would recommend, rather than falling asleep on the job, take appropriate measures so that this company receives its deserved prize. We have just been informed that 4 of our friends have fallen prey. And my note to you is that this note was in the newspaper, so they've written this item as if they had just found out while writing that 4 of their friends have been burglarized. An epidemic, it would seem, in the city of San Juan? I think this is San Juan. I suppose a gang of organized thieves is just mobsters, but it sounds so impressive. It sounds so Oliver Twist, doesn't it? An organized gang of thieves. wonder if you're an organized gang. If you're really able to hit it big, and the police can't stop you, or don't choose to stop you, as in this case, do you have to move on to a new city? I wonder. I guess it depends on how big the city you're in is, whether it can support you and your thieving lifestyle.
Which one did you read?
Burglaries.
Ah. Yeah.
I'm saying a gang of organized thieves. Really, that's just the mob, but it sounds very impressive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Where were they taking place? It's been a while since I translated these.
It says our fair city, which I'm assuming is San Juan, but it doesn't say.
Yeah, because the only other option is it's wherever Car Talk was recorded.
I don't get it.
They always set to send mail to our fair city.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. But it did genuinely say that. I didn't make that up.
Okay.
Must have said probably more literally our beautiful city, and I took some license with it.
Yeah.
Because I heard click and clack the Tappet Brothers in my head as I was translating it.
Well, you always have to give a little, you always have to grease the wheels. You always have to flatter the city a little bit, even when you're talking about burglaries.
That's right, that's right. The only city in the world where you can just crap all over it while wanting to govern it is, as we all know, New York.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Where anything can happen, from a plane hitting the Trade Center to somebody celebrating the start of a new business. New York, it's a very complicated city. And that's why it's the greatest city on earth. For those
Concrete
of you
jungle where dreams are made of.
For those of you who are unaware, I am directly quoting current New York City Mayor Eric Adams. Who is the funniest man to have ever been mayor of New York City. He doesn't know it. He doesn't know it. But he is the funniest man.
Yeah.
Let's see. What are other Eric Adams' greatest hits? Let's see. This isn't a city of hands up. This is a city of this isn't a city of hands out. It's a city of hands up. Which, coming from a former policeman, interesting. My haters are my haters will be my waiters when I sit at the table of success.
Yes, that one I remember.
Declaring that throwing trash in a dumpster was a trash revolution after dapping up the whitest lady that has ever existed. Lying.
You know what's messing me up here? Trying to remember anything Eric Adams did when that portion of my brain has been taken over by the wild things Cuomo's trying to do at the moment. So it's hard to remember old Eric Adams.
Eric Adams is so much funnier. That's the problem. The man is such a goofball that I wish he could just be appointed like vice president of New York City, like a role that has absolutely no power, but he can just continue showing face and comparing other cities to New York City.
New York is so big, it should have a mayor, and it should have a, quote, mayor, end quote, and he should wear the big sash and a top hat and just go and make appearances, open up buildings, and give rambling speeches.
Yes. I want a guy who's out there saying, New York is really the Sophia of America. New York is really the... Yes, please give me that.
Didn't he say at one point if he won re-election or something, if something went right for him, he was going to get a new diamond earring? Like, he told people that at a press conference, I think?
I do not remember that, but what I do remember is that after saying for years that he ate a plant-based lifestyle, when he was caught eating meat, he said, and I quote, "If there's a piece of chicken, I'm going to nibble on it."
Great.
So anyway, top of the fourth inning, Ted Balloon coming in with 32 pitches over 3 innings, having allowed a hit and 2 strikeouts. He faces the top of the Canóvanas lineup, Heredia, Velador, and Diaz. Heredia is responsible for that one hit, a leadoff double back in the first. He then promptly got thrown out at third. Hits this one to Valdez. Benji's got it, throws to first, and that is out number 1. A 2-strike pitch, a curveball. 4 more pitches there as Ted gets his first out of the inning. Here comes Ansel Velador. Ansel Velador. Ansel Velador. He is 0 for 1 on the day. 1 out, bases empty. Another 1-2 count. And nails him with the curveball. Low in the zone for strike 3. Ted's 3rd strikeout of the night. And it's 2 outs, bases empty. A 5-pitch strikeout this time with a curveball dotted low and away. This might be one of the leftier, heavier teams they've ever played, the Naves, who are, the Naves are famous for putting out lefty-heavy lineups. That's kind of their thing.
Yeah, is this their weakness then, facing another team with lefties?
Not really. Most of their pitchers are pretty good, I think, against lefties. Here comes Juan Carlos Diaz, who is 0 for 1. On the 0-1 count, will Diaz come through here? He does not. Balk has it, double clutches, throws to first, and that is out number 3. The Chupacabras have been unable to do anything since that leadoff double, and we go to the bottom of the 4th, where Fernando Mota, 44 pitches over 3 innings, and he's got, like a good buffet, 1 of everything. 1 hit, 1 earned run, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. He will face Getman, Salmeron, and Kim. Getman, 0 for 1 on the day. And here on the first pitch, launches a can of corn over the infield. Easy catch for Soto. Getman, I think, has seen a total of 2 pitches today, which is usually a Salmeron move, so let's see what he does instead. He's 0 for 1. 1 out, bases empty. 0-1 count. Salmeron chops it, but not quite enough to get it past Soto, who throws him out at first. Out number 2. So far, the power hitters in the center of the lineup have been just completely overmatched against Mota. Let's see if Kim will be the one to break that streak. He's also 0 for 1 on the day. 2 outs, bases empty. And after he flew out last time on the 1-0 count, this time he tries for the ground. Heredia drops it! It's an error, and Kim will be aboard. Let's see if they'll pay for that mistake, as here comes Frank Del Castillo. 2 outs and a man on first. Del Castillo is 0 for 1 on the day. Could he make it happen here? 1-2 count. Del Castillo! Nope! Right to Angel on the line drive, and that retires the side. We are through 4 innings.
Why are they chanting charge after that happened? You don't get to chant that anymore. You have to stop.
Listen, it just takes them a second to regroup, okay? Great play there from Miguel Angel, and the score is still 1-0 for Naguabo. We head into the 5th. Ted Balloon, 43 pitches over 4 innings, 1 hit, 3 strikeouts. He will face Gonzalez, Soto, and Cortez. And I missed this, but Will says, I love when Dro comes back to the mic. Here's Louisa commenting on what she read, and basically says, what the hell?
Yes, every time.
Well, to be fair, we did say that I was going to officially start asking you which one you had read, because I can't wear my headphones outside of the room anymore.
Yes.
But
sometimes you're quite surprised. When I was talking about thieves, you were quite surprised.
I forgot that I translated that one.
There we go. It's a good one.
Yeah. Here comes, oh man, there was that one, and there, was that the one, was it Thieving Children?
No, not this one.
Okay, there is another one about I don't know if I translated it. It may have been too bleak. But there was one about, like, kids being basically feral in the streets of San Juan. Presumably going around, there's no real Oliver Twist tradition in San Juan around this time, so.
Yes, I just mentioned Oliver Twist in the burglary segment, but they did not mention children specifically.
You were wondering what Spanish was for the Artful Dodger?
And now I am. I am wondering that.
Same, to be honest with you. Dodger, I assume, is evasor, but artful, I don't know exactly how you would translate. Abil, maybe? Able?
Okay.
Yeah.
I always get confused that English uses artful and artless to mean pretty much the same thing, but one's ironic and you're supposed to know that. It's complicated.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah, if you say like someone is very elegant, they've dressed themselves artlessly, it can mean that they did it artfully, but with a casual coolness that makes it seem artless. It's too complicated.
Yeah. So anyway, uh, Balloon will be facing Gonzalez, Soto, and Cortez. Gonzalez is 0 for 1 on the day. Here goes nothing. 0-1 count for Juan Gonzalez, owner of the most generic name in Puerto Rican baseball, which is a much worse Yes song. Lou makes that grab on the curveball there. Put a play, can of corn over second base. Easy peasy catch. Well, easy corny catch, I suppose. Because it's a can of corn, not peas.
Yeah, we need a can of corn emoji.
Soto comes up next. 0 for 1 on the day. 1 out. Base is empty. That's actually a good idea. Full count, and he walks him. Hey, that's not the usual way Ted offers a free base. So,
Yeah, exactly.
with 1 out and a man on first, here comes Ernesto Cortez. Also 0 for 1 on the day. Cortez hits that one all the way to the corner, and this could be trouble. De Castillo's got it, throws to the relay man. They're sending him home, and Shirley unable to get the throw off. That ties the game. The Chupacabras will draw even with an RBI double. First Ham does it for the Naves, and now Ernesto Cortez does it for the Chupacabras. Here in the top of the fifth, Ted Balloon now pitching in a tie game. It's 1-1 here in the top of the fifth with a man on second and 1 out. Dang. Hell of a counterpunch there.
Yeah.
Here comes Dalmacio Garza, who is 0 for 1. Full count to him. And how he got that called a strike, I have no idea. But I'm betting he's glad he did. That's his 4th strikeout and opens him up nicely for Miguel Angel, who is 0 for 1 on the day. 2 outs, man on second, and let's see if Ted can get his 3rd out against a man who, appropriately enough, might as well be bringing a paintbrush to the plate. 1-2 count. Ooh, flies that one sky high. And Balk gets it to retire the side. Game is tied 1-1, and the Naves have some work to do here in the bottom of the 5th. Let's see if the bottom of the lineup feels like showing up here. Shirley, Valdez, and Balk will face Fernando Mota, who is at 53 pitches over 4 innings. 1 hit, 1 earned run, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. What do you think? Is this the inning where they take revenge? Is this the inning where they break out?
I'm going to say no. I'm going to say it's the 6th, and I don't have a reason for that. It's just
Okay.
a feeling.
Yeah, that's absolutely fair. We're just doing vibes here. So I am going to be contrarian and say it will be this one, and we'll find out. Shirley, 0 for 1, 2-2 count. Another scoop by Miguel Angel, thrown to first, and that will retire him. At least he got to the ballerina count before he was out.
Nice.
Ballerina
Good use
count.
of, new terms.
Yeah, ballerina count. That's a Lionel Richie song, isn't it?
I don't know which song you're referencing.
Ballerina Girl.
Don't know that one.
Oh, God. Here comes Benigno Valdez, who's 0 for 1 on the day. 1 out, base is empty. 2-1 count. Valdez struck out last time, and this time he gets it through. Rolando Hernandez can't bring it in, and that's the 2nd hit of the game for the Naves. Puts it in the air, and it gets through the 3rd baseman. So Valdez on first with 1 out for Wally Balk. Let's see, Garza, highly regarded as a defensive catcher, as you might expect from Canóvanas' recent run of success. Let's see what happens here. Valdez could be in trouble if he tries to steal. First pitch. There he goes, and looks like he's going to make it well in time. Valdez steals the first Navegadores base of the playoffs. Raise your hand if you are shocked.
Wait, him steal a base earlier? No, he just hit so good. He was able to run really far. Never mind.
And he went to third on a wild pitch.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So here we go. 0-1 count. Man on second. 1 out. 1-2 count for balk. Flies it out over the infield. They just really... They must be really big art fans, speaking of being artful, because they're just giving Miguel Angel so much to do.
Yes.
And here comes Graham Underwood. Let's see if there's some more magic to him today. He's 1 for 2 with a ribby. And on the first pitch, rolls that one out to Soto, who will throw him out at first by a couple of steps. That will retire the side. We are through 5. The Navegadores get a hit, and that's it. And this game remains 1-1. So, I was wrong. Let's see if you were right.
Mm-hmm. Not yet.
Not yet. Top of the 6th, Ted Balloon, 63 pitches over 5 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. Faces Hernandez, Heredia, and Velador. Hernandez is 0 for 1 on the day. 1-2 count for Hernandez. Hits down to his opposite number. Balk has it, throws to first, and that is that for him. 1 out. Balloon will now face Heredia, who's 1 for 2 on the day. 1 out, bases empty. A high changeup that time, unorthodox pitching against Hernandez there. And with a 1-0 count, he hits that one. Feaster snags it on the ground there. A hot grounder right through him. He beats Heredia back to first, and that is out number 2. Ted Balloon now facing Ansel Velador, who is over 2. 2 outs, bases empty. Velador going after the first pitch. Knocks it into center field. Underwood with a diving catch, and he's got it to retire the side. The score remains 1-1. Well done there. Good play out in mid-center. Throwing himself to the ground and coming up with the ball to maintain, to keep the runner from advancing, or, in fact, getting on base at all. Ted and his defenders have done the work. The question is, can Ted and the batting pick it up? And it's Rob Feaster first to the plate to try and test that theory. Let's see if Luis is right. Fernando Mota has 68 pitches over 5 innings, which, that means his next pitch will be his nicest of the night.
Yeah.
2 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. None of you can tell, but when Luisa said that, she just spawned sunglasses on her face for a second.
I'm very cool.
Feaster is over 2. Hits that one hard, hits that one deep, but hits that one catchably to left. Velador has it on the 2-2 count. 6 pitches in, a curveball, after he tried fouling off. Looks like the middle 3 pitches there. Here comes Jake Getman, who's over 2 after him. Salmeron, 1 out, and the base is empty. They need to start using their bats. As that, unfortunately, Getman hits it to Heredia. Heredia has it on one knee, throws to Mota, and that is out number 2. Another good at bat, but nothing to show for it. So here comes Pablo Salmeron to try and see if he can extend the inning at all. He is 0 for 2 on the day. 2-1 count, Salmeron. Hits that one through! Salmeron with his first hit of the night. Then now it's his third. It's a single. And he'll be aboard as the crowd heaps praise on their catcher. Here comes Kim Min-soo. He's 0 for 2. With a runner on first, he's actually not great. So let's hope that's not the problem. Although it looks like he hit 4 of his home runs with a runner on first, so we'll see. 1-0 count. Kim launches that, and it's over the wall! Kim Min-soo, 103 meters to right center, and Naguabo takes the lead here in the bottom of the 6th. I think we can officially say you got it right.
broken his cold streak, has he? It seems like he has.
I think so. Damn. Just over the wall, a cheap shot into the away bullpen.
They run so funny.
Yeah, they all run like they've slightly tweaked their legs.
Yeah.
As the two heavy boys in the lineup strut home, here comes Frank Del Castillo, who's over 2, to try and heap more indignities on Fernando Mota. 2 outs and the bases are empty. 1-2 count. Del Castillo gets nicked. A curveball. If you thought, though, I refuse to believe that any of you thought a Navegador was going to get hit first in this game.
Yeah. You're right.
This happens a lot after they've hit home runs in these games. Anyway, here comes Etaoin Shirtlu, who's over 2 on the day. Man on first and 2 outs. And going after that first pitch, Del Castillo tries to steal, and he is caught. So that'll do it. 2 hits, 2 more runs, and Naguabo takes back the lead. They're up 3-1 now, and it's up to Canóvanas to deliver another counterpunch against Ted Balloon, who's suddenly looking pretty fresh. 70 pitches over 6 innings. But I did say 6 innings, and that means it's time for another word from another of our wonderful sponsors. Louisa, the booth is once again yours.
Thank you. Here's an item from the 2nd Line Infantry Battalion. Due to the increased necessity of procuring a contract for the supply of footwear to the battalion, we inform the public that all master shoemakers and cobblers who would present their proposals should appear in the headquarters at Balaha, 2nd floor, Pavilion number 8, where the exact scope of the work can be found. And this item is from Battalion Representative Jose Garcia Padilla. I wonder if if you're a cobbler, is this your chance to design a new type of shoe, I wonder? Or do they already have in mind exactly what they want you to make? It's a sobering prospect, I feel like, because if you did need the work, this is a great opportunity. But what if they need like 500 pairs of shoes? Then what are you going to do? Boy. I guess if they are paying you, it's all good press. If you know you can make good shoes, you get out there and make them. Although no armies are known for their excellent shoes, right? I am very curious how many people are in the 2nd Line Infantry Battalion. I wonder if Isidro will know that when he comes back. Yeah, when it says if you are a cobbler, you're gonna present your proposal. It does seem like you're designing new shoes, doesn't it? You have to wonder. Or maybe it's the type of contract thing where you're just saying, I could deliver, 100 pairs of shoes at this price. And then the army's gonna go with the lowest bid.
Alright. Which one was it this time?
This was the 2nd Line Infantry Battalion shoes. They're looking for cobblers. Well, they're looking for cobblers to present their proposals. Do you think this means that they were asking for new shoes to be designed? Because I'm wondering about that. Or are they just asking for someone to contract to make a lot of shoes?
I think the latter. Based on, I don't think the Spanish army was really in the business of inventing new military boot designs around this time.
That's a shame. But also, do you know how many people this would have been? Even a rough estimate? I'm very curious.
It was a battalion?
Yeah.
Oh boy. At the time,
1871.
1871, right. So that was when a battalion was still like a sizable unit, or rather was the classical size battalion. That's probably somewhere on the order of a few hundred people.
Boy, that's a lot of shoes.
Yeah. hmm Which is why I think they were asking for proposals, quote unquote. They were basically trying to figure out who's gonna get us the shoes for the cheapest, basically.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, which is a shame because I was really hoping it was. We need new designs of shoes for the army.
Yeah. A prequel to Kinky Boots, where it's about the Spanish army.
Yeah, exactly.
I would definitely watch that. Botas Kinky.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Is that kinky with an I?
Yes,
At the end.
exactly. And potentially QU instead of K.
Ooh, exciting.
Yeah, exactly. I would love to hear gringos going like, oh my god, have you heard about this new musical, Botas Quinqui?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
Mm-hmm. I know. Ted Balloon, 70 pitches over 6 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, faces Diaz, Gonzalez, and Soto. Diaz is 0 for 2 on the day. 1-1 count. Diaz hits that one hard, and it falls into left field. A dive from Getman, but he can't come up with it quite. And so Diaz will be on base to start the inning. It's a single with no outs for Juan Gonzalez, 0 for 2. I've been doing the math on actually trying to fit owner of the most generic name in Puerto Rican baseball into owner of a lonely heart. I haven't figured that out yet.
You can crack it. I'm confident.
I can definitely do owner of a generic name. Beyond that, I think you have to John Machida it too much.
Mm-hmm.
So, man on first and no outs. First pitch to Gonzalez. Knocks it to Balk. Balk throws to second, and they throw to first. They get them both. It's a twin killing. Look at that defensive play started by the human ripcord to Shirley to Feaster. Human ripcord to Font of Wisdom to Grackle, and they turn the double play to get Ted out of his jam. It's 2 outs and the bases newly empty for Ascanio Soto, who a second ago thought he was coming up with ducks on the pond. 0-1 count. Soto on the first pitch. Hits it hard right to Valdez. He throws over to first, and the half inning is over. The Chupacabras get another hit, and that's all they're getting. The Navegadores remain in front and have a chance to tack on more as Shirley, Valdez, and Balk face Fernando Mota. Mota's kinky.
He's not going to appreciate that joke.
No, I don't think he will. I don't even think he knows what a musical is, to be honest. We'd have to explain it to him as it's like a light opera, but less erudite.
Less Italian.
Often, yes. 90 pitches over 6 innings, 4 hits, 300 runs, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout, and Shirley is 0 for 2. It's a 1-1 count. Shirley hits that one hard right to Heredia. He goes back to first base, and that is out. Number 1. 1-1 pitch there. A fastball that he hit low. Here comes Benji Valdez. He's 1 for 2. Another 1-1 count with the bases empty and 1 out. Valdez chops it to his opposite number. Soto has it, throws to first, and Valdez out from a couple of steps away. With 2 outs and the bases empty, here comes Wally Balk, who's 0 for 1. 2-2 count. And Wally Balk strikes out on the fastball. We're through 7 innings as Naguabo once again goes down cleanly. The score remains 3-1 in their favor, and as we enter the 8th and Ted Balloon gets set to take his next few pitches, we're going to start warming up our important bullpen arms, just in case.
Who are you going with?
Anbar and Varela. They're pretty much going to be But we only have the 8th and 9th left, ideally. So if we need both of them, that should get us to the 9th. Of course, if suddenly this turns into an 8-3 game the wrong way, we have a million other pitchers that can be put in. So,
Gotcha.
Should not be particularly difficult. Ted Balloon, 7 innings, 75 pitches, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, faces Cortes, Garza, and Angel. And to be honest, because Ted is no longer pitching a shutout at this point, I may go to Varela for the 9th anyway.
Uh-huh.
So here goes nothing. Cortes on a full count, tied the game with a double, and here he strikes out. A little bit of revenge for Ted Balloon on an 8-pitch strikeout. He now faces Garza, who struck out back in the 5th and is 0 for 2. 1-2 count. Garza goes down swinging. Strikeout number 6 for Ted Balloon. And he faces Miguel Angel, who's 0 for 2 on the day. 2 outs, bases empty. Angel, who popped out to third base last time, here on the full count, pops up over second, looks like, and it's Sherlou who's got it this time. That's the inning. The Chupacabras unable to get anything going in the top of the 8th, and the Naves take their first cuts here. Or, pardon me, really, their 8th cuts here. Underwood, Feaster, and Getman lead this one off against Mota, who is at 101 pitches over 7 innings. 4 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. Underwood is 1 for 3 with a ribby. He had a double that drove in the first run of the game. And here, Soto with a wonderful defensive play there, robbing Underwood of a sure hit, as he just takes that couple extra steps to smother that ball, throw it to first, and it's a putout. What almost any other defense allows through, the Chupacabras prove impervious. Here comes Rob Feaster, who's 0 for 3 on the day. Can he get something going here with 1 out and the base is empty? No, he cannot. He pops up in foul territory, and it'll be Hernandez grabbing it down. 2 outs, base is empty. Here comes Jake Getman. He's 0 for 3 on the day. 2 outs, base is empty, like I just said, and forgot that I said, to be honest with you. 2-1 count for Getman. Hits that, not quite. Once again, Miguel Angel has it, throws to first, and that is out number 3. Naguabo unable to get anything across, and so we go in the top of the 9th. They're still up 3-1, and Ted Balloon's still on the mound. He's under 100 pitches, so the one thing you cannot say about him is that he's been inefficient, because he's whipsawing through this game right now.
Nice.
8 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, as he faces Rolando Hernandez, Santiago Heredia, and Ansel Velador. Hernandez 0 for 2 on the day. He's on a 1-0 count here, knocks that one to Valdez. Valdez has it, throws over, and that is out number 1. Santiago Heredia coming up next. We're 2 outs away from a win. Now, granted, that should not relax anybody, because you may remember that last year in the playoffs, the Naves won the game that we watched and streamed, and then things went downhill from there.
Yeah. Which is unusual, because usually the opposite type thing happens.
Yeah. Santiago Heredia, who I believe has, is that 1 or 2? That's 2 hits in 12 at-bats against Balloon, including 1 today. He's 1 for 3 on the day. 1-2 count. Knocks that one right to Sherlou. He retires Heredia on a curveball there, and let's see, how many games are still going on? Are they all going on? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So they are all going on right now.
Nice.
All right, we'll check in on them later. We're 1 out away from a win here. no sense stepping on the moment. Ted Balloon at exactly 100 pitches faces Ansel Velador, who is 0 for 3. 2 outs. Base is empty. 0-1 count. And Velador pops it up. This should do it as Valdez ranges underneath it, and he's got it. Naguabo wins their first game in the 1907 playoffs, and they are way too excited for just winning the first game. That's how you get
didn't
injured.
Quite go. Yes. Celebrating too hard.
Undisclosed injury. So Naguabo wins this one 3-1 and takes a 1-0 lead in the Serie Preliminar. But Canóvanas has a couple of other good pitchers, and there's no telling what can happen in a series like this. So everybody, continue holding on to your butts. Final thoughts before we check on the other scores?
Well, I'm glad the Naves won. Didn't quite go like we said, but I feel like it was pretty close. In my mind, rounding up for our results, pretty close.
I think you had the right of it. Yes. Mota takes a loss on 3 earned runs, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. Ted Balloon pitched a pretty great game, honestly. 9 innings pitched, 3 hits, an earned run, a walk, and 6 strikeouts over 102 pitches, 72 of which were strikes. So he did quite well. He actually only faced 2 more batters than if he'd thrown a perfect game.
Oh, wow.
And so, let's see here. Not much else to say there. Let's take a look at the rest of the games as this one ends. The Cotorras are current. Sorry, I just heard a weird noise there, but I think everything is okay. The Cotorras are ahead of the Cañeros 2-0, but in the top of the ninth against Ezequiel Vasquez, who is through 8 innings pitched with 9 strikeouts. The Cañeros have 2 on and a 3-1 count for Nehemias Luna. Quite a good hitter. Over in Aguas Buenas, Maunabo and the Artilleros are currently leading against the Mulos in the bottom of the 6th. The Mulos have the tying run on second with 2 outs against Avelino Saldivar, the 17-year-old boy wonder who used to be a quesitero and has since joined the Artilleros to become their best pitcher. The Guardacostas are currently leading the Murciélagos 4-3 in the top of the 8th. Camuy, however, has just walked Eugenio Lopez onto first base, and looks like Cataño is making a pitching change, bringing in their closer Gerardo Ibarra. Guayanilla, the Eléctricos, are beating Orocovis 4-1 in what I believe is about to be the top of the 9th inning, so they'll have a chance to add on. And they're sending Cirilo Cervantes, who's already gotten a hit today. Miguel Govea pitching for Orocovis. And the fact that Miguel Govea appears to be the number 1 pitcher for Orocovis should fill Orocovis fans with fear. He has not been that good in some time. Maricao, the Cafeteros, beating the Combatientes in the bottom of the 4th inning 2-0, partly in thanks to an Enrique Medina home run. Luis Sanchez for Cabo Rojo is so far not having the best game of his life, and he faces former Lobo and current Cafetero and all-timer name Sarpedon Sinchi.
That's a great name.
The Cuervos are currently leading Comerío in the bottom of the 6th, 3-1, and they've got runners on the corners with 2 outs against Urbano Reina, who is through 5 2/3 with 3 strikeouts. And Salinas is currently in the lead in the top of the 9th against Aguadilla, the Colmillos. Let's see here. Aguadilla does have 2 men on with 2 outs here in the top of the 9th, but shortstop Enrique Juarez, who is not a good hitter, is going to have to be the hero here against Efraín Calderón, who is pitching an 8 strikeout game. That's Betances. In Hostos, where this is game 2, for some reason Hostos started early this year. Usually it's Betances. I don't know what's up with that. Carolina is currently beating the Quesiteros in the bottom of the 8th, and Nicodemo Caballero, whom you may remember as the man who lost the 1905 championship to the Naves.
I remember the name.
Because he's 100% concentrated power of will.
Yeah, that's right.
7 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 3 walks, and 1 strikeout. He's currently just having his way with them in the bottom of the 8th here. Unless Isabella puts something together in this inning, they're pretty much done. Which would be embarrassing. And we all remember that Isabella swept the Naves in the 1903 championship, so we're still out for revenge on that. But granted, Isabella is leading the series 1-0. In the top of the 7th, the Macabeos are ahead of the Frios 3-0. Tomas Rangel for the Macabeos will be taking back over against third baseman Jose Flores for Ay Bonito. Zach Randall just grounded out in the top of the 7th with 1 out, bases empty. Ay Bonito won game 1 in that series. Manatí is currently beating Guanica, who won game 1 in that series. Here in the 9th inning, Eunosto Gutierrez, one of the best pitchers in all of baseball, is on the mound for Guanica, but apparently has just gotten hit hard today. 4 runs, 3 walks. Las Piedras, leading the series against Curabo already 1-0, is in the bottom of the 6th. Curabo has 2 men on, including the tying run with 1 out, against Celedonio Gutierrez, who is not such a good pitcher that you should be worried about this. But Curabo does tend to go on long cold streaks, and Daniel Ramirez this year has not been the same man he used to be.
That explains the long face, I suppose.
It sure does. In the top of the 8th, Mayagüez is absolutely crushing Toa Alta, who, in fact, crushed them yesterday 11-1.
Poetas versus
Capitanes. This is Spike Stonehand's new team.
Yes, of course.
Ronit Robinson is pitching for Mayagüez, 7 1/3 innings, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, and Fernando Leandro, former Ray and current Poeta, which seems like the reverse career arc that you usually take, is at the plate with 1 out and the bases empty. Fajardo and Vieques, intra-divisional match here. Vieques won the game 1 here in the top of the 9th. Fajardo, this is a 1-1 game right now, and Fajardo is up to bat against, what's his full name? Marcos Solis of Vieques, who has so far not allowed an earned run. Bases are empty and 1 out. So the next score could pretty much win this game. Let's see. Corozal beat the Señores yesterday, and they are beating them again today in the bottom of the 6th. It's 6-2 with Enrique Caballero from Ponce pitching, and boy, his catcher is not having a good day. Quirino Rodriguez struck out and reached anyway because the catcher dropped the ball. They've got runners on the corners with 2 outs. Duarte Cuellar at bat, a good hitter. That's going to be rough. And lastly, Utuado beat Florida yesterday, so of course, Florida is beating them today, 4-1, with Nestor Roman from Utuado up on the mound. He has given up 4 runs and walked 5, and is still facing Fernando Ayala for Florida with a man on and no outs. Frank Casey for Florida hit a home run earlier to give them some of that, and they've walked a man on, the 5th walk for Roman. So I don't think Utuado is going to do very well in this one. So far we've seen, looks like 3 home runs in the playoffs, and we saw 1 of them. How cool is that?
Yeah, pretty great, especially to see Kim Min-soo come back from his cold streak and hit a home run.
Can you try saying that again? Because all of that came through like you were showed on from System Shock.
Oh, darn.
Nope. Never
I said, okay.
Dang it.
You good?
No, it's all coming through just garbled.
It's all coming back to you now. Well.
No, it's still coming through garbled.
Everything shows it's okay for me.
I wonder, I'm beginning to wonder if it's the headphones themselves that are the issue. Because this never happened with the wired ones.
Running out of power?
Anyway, we're going to have to, I think we're going to have to leave it there. That was a fast-paced game. We're at... Oh, says Will, so weird. Yeah, so it has to be the headphones. He says he hears both of us fine. Wait. There we go.
Better?
Now it's normal.
Oh, okay.
So if he's hearing both of us fine, the way the audio is being piped, this has to be the headphones.
If he's hearing everything fine, who's flying the plane?
Then who was phone? Who was headphones?
Oh my god, it's true.
So what were you saying earlier?
I was saying it was great to see that you said we saw that home run and how cool was that? And I said, especially to see Kim Min-soo come back from his cold streak and hit a home run.
He's actually still on ice. According to the game, he's still got a snowflake. That could mean that it's a cold streak, or it could mean he's a millennial.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah,
He is quite young.
that is true. Yes, he is one of the younger players on the roster. He's 22. Is he the younger? He's got to be the youngest player on this lineup. That's for damn sure.
Would he be a centennial if he's from the generation that graduates around
Yeah,
1900 and not 2000?
he's a fin de siècle. Yeah, he's
There we
one of
go.
those gay 90s effers.
Yeah.
For those of you who aren't aware, that was a real name for the 1890s.
It was all about waxing up your mustache and listening to popular music.
And rouge your knees, roll your stockings down.
No, that's later. That's
Mhm.
the entire generation later.
More than an entire generation later, I think. 1920s, right? All that jazz?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's...
That could be the kids of the gay 90s participants, right?
Yeah, presumably.
Yeah, I know what I'm talking about.
Sure.
Straw boater hats were very popular, is another thing I just remembered.
Will replied, the 1990s were also that in my life.
Nice.
If I had a glass to toast with right now, I would say, may the 90s of each century get only gayer.
Mhm.
Anyway, we should probably let him go. That was ridiculously fast paced. Pitcher
Yeah, it
duels,
was.
man.
Yeah, exactly.
It's one thing, because the thing is too, there's pitcher duels and there's pitcher duels. There are some where it takes like each team is getting doubles and there's guys on base all the time. But like the teams combined for 7 hits and what was it? 2 walks. So there were
That sounds
something like
right.
10 total base runners.
Yeah. Wild.
Yeah. Well, gente, we're going to be back next week with what we are hoping is going to be a more interesting game than this. No, this was fine. I don't know why I'm slagging off this game. I guess not a more interesting game, but a different broadcast, because of course next week is All Hallows Eve. And so we're going to try to join the spoopy season by
That's
doing L&P After Dark,
right.
where we finally get to read all those ads that we can't read because we're pre-watershed.
Exactly. As
And
Tim Curry told us, anything can happen on Halloween.
exactly. And we can swear.
Yes, finally.
So if you want a slightly different L&P, an L&P with blackjack and hookers, as they say, next Friday, your luck's in. Until then, however, this has been, as always, Isidro Montalvo Espinosa, broadcast coordinator for Liga Nacional Puertorriqueña en Vivo, who is absolutely not trying to stifle a yawn right now. Buenas noches, gracias mil, y Dios les bendiga.